there will be Friday, no. We got just to celebrate, oh. Like saying now you're Biden, no. My baby in one day. Breakfast on the jet, you know. Cruising as we jet, oh. That day, not today, you know. Big things are happening now.
All right. Hello, everybody. It is the new year 2026. Wow. Can you all believe it? We have made it to a whole new year. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I feel like 2025 was one of those years. It was very intense. It was very fast. It was just like so many things were happening back to back to back to back to back. I know for me, I had two matriarchs in my family transition, my mother and my aunt, my oldest aunt. I traveled a lot in 2025. I was in Nigeria to start off the year. Of course, I was in the States. I was in Kenya, Morocco. I mean, I did a lot of things. And I know I didn't share all of those with you, but don't worry. I will be sharing a lot of those things with you more in 2026. And my business picked up even more than I even expected. I have more VAs working under me. So 2025 was just one of those high intensity years. And so let me know in the comments, how was your 2025 before we jump right on into 2026? So let me know what your year was like. Was it like mine, where it was like high intensity, a lot of stuff going on? We were basically holding on to the straps, and the scraps of anything we were just trying to grasp onto. All right, for those who are new, my name's Nzali. This is Nzali Takes Africa. On this channel, we are global and grounded, and I talk about all things Black women moving abroad, creating the life that you deserve. And so today will be no different. Oh, I see some people are here. So go ahead and let me know where you're watching from. And let me know what your 2025 was like. All right. Let me know where you're watching from and what your 2025 is like. I'm just giving y'all a life update real quick before we jump into the topic for today, which is, if you want to move abroad, then this is what you need to do. Okay. Today, we're going to be talking about, if you want to move abroad, one of the things that you absolutely need to do. And this goes for anybody. This goes for people who want to move to Africa. This goes for people who want to move from Africa to somewhere else. This can help anybody. Hi, greetings. Watching from Nairobi. Awesome. I'm also in Nairobi, but let me give you a quick life update. So for the very first time, I went to the coast of Kenya. I went to Diani for the holidays. And let me tell you, one of the most beautiful beaches I have ever seen. Pure like white sand, water, you put your hand in the water, you can see through. Take a boat out, you look over, you can see the coils and the fish. It was truly a very, very beautiful beach. It really reminded me of the Caribbean. In the Caribbean, I've been to the Bahamas, I've been to Anguilla, and I've been to St. Lucia. And it really does remind me of the Caribbean, just the look of it. Now, I will say that Diani is lovely. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. I will say that I feel like, because I'm not Kenyan, I didn't really know where to go in Diani. So we were just kind of like playing it by ear. Like if somebody told us, try this restaurant, then we would try that restaurant, or try this place, then we would do that. I did link up with another diasporan on New Year's. She was having a get together at her house. So thank you, Naomi, for the invitation. And that was pretty cool. Like it was more intimate, but I will say, I felt like Diani's beach was like a little bit, it was like a slow beach town. Right. So like in the States, you have like party beaches like Miami, where it's like, clubs everywhere, people everywhere, Lamborghini, Ferrari, celebrity here, celebrity there. And then you have places that are a bit more chill, like let's say like a Wilmington or a Pensacola Beach or where else can I think? There's another one that I have in mind. My dad and I were talking about it, but nonetheless, it was a more slow, quiet beach. It was more like you can bring your family. If you love water activities, Diani is the perfect place to go. It didn't really feel like it was like a party beach, right? Which is cool, which is totally cool. And then also what I realized between like the Mombasa side and the Diani side is that Mombasa is more like a city that has a beach, and then Diani is like the beach is the main event. So it was really pretty. Lots of things to like do as far as like water activities. Don is saying it's been voted the best beach in the world a couple of times. It really is breathtaking. Like I haven't on my Instagram, I made a few posts, but I haven't even scratched the surface of the beautiful footage that I have in Diani. Like it literally is one of the best beaches that I have seen visually. Like it's so pretty. And it was so clean. That was the other thing, because oftentimes like you go to some of these other places and you go to the beach and there's like plastic in the sand and trash and just all this kind of stuff. But it wasn't like that. It was so clean. It was so serene, very peaceful. And then, yeah, someone says the party beaches are at the North Coast, Mombasa side. Yeah, I kind of got that feeling. So that's probably will be like one of my next trips to go to the Mombasa side. But that's how I ended my 2025 and brought in my 2026. And I'm so happy that I got to get out of Nairobi and see another part of the country, because it was like a totally different vibe. The weather was different. The food was different. The pace was different. Like I felt like I was in a whole nother place. And I think that's one of the beautiful things about living in countries within Africa, specifically Kenya. Like you can get 3, 4, 5 different vibes all in one place. And coming from the US, that's kind of the same thing. Like if you go to New York, that's a completely different vibe than if you go to New Orleans. Then if you go to LA, then if you go to Atlanta. So I like living in a place that has variety. And I found that in Kenya, there is a lot of variety. And I was happy that I was able to end my stressful 2025 doing something different, seeing another place. You said the South Coast is more touristy, residential, 5-star hotels. Yeah, there are plenty of resorts that were there. I do want to give 2 shouts out now, and I'll do it in other like vlogging videos later. But we stayed at a place called Babylon Gardens, which is, I think the owner said they built it February of 2025. So it was a fairly new place, small place. It has 8 little bungalows. The host was really, really nice. Food was great. I feel like the best food we had in Diani literally was at our accommodations. So Babylon Gardens is where we stayed. We went on a sailing trip with Nomadic Sails. Top tier. Is one of the Dow sailboats. Top tier, great experience. They cooked seafood for us on the boat. Wonderful. Perfect views. It was sunset sailing boat cruise. Restaurant. I'm gonna say I went to Palette Kitchen, but I didn't get to eat because we were in the in-between time where they were getting set for dinner. But the food looked amazing. I did have dessert there one day, and the dessert was really good. Funky Monkey had great drinks. Yeah, I'll give the rest of it to you because I don't want to give you everything now, but I'll give the rest of it to you in my actual vlog about going to Diani. No, so see, you done gave me a whole nother place. So now I got to go back just to try this place. So yeah, I mean it was really, really a good experience. Like I said, I am a water person. I love the beach. I love going to the water. So I was very, very happy. And the New Year's was great. Lots of fireworks, drinks, food, friends, how you want to do it. So I'm hoping that everybody who's watching either live now or on the replay had at least a good ending to your 2025. Going into 2026, I felt like I was able to end it in good spirits, and that made me happy. So now that leaves me with 2026, right? There's so many things happening in the world. I know if you are an American like myself, every day we wake up is something. Okay? It's something going on with our government, with something. And it's easy to get swept up into everything, but I want to let you know the path is clear. The path is clear. Minimize the noise and focus on your focus. And so for 2026, we are here. And if you are a person who wants to move abroad, then I want to give you one thing that you absolutely must do. And that one thing, I don't want to keep you all here too long, is I want you to think about how can you set up a location independent business. So when I say a location independent business, what I mean is something that can function no matter where you are in the world. I believe that gone are the days where we are born in a country, we die in that country. Somebody said, oh, let me see. Somebody said you left at the right time, sister. My sister's still over there in Raleigh, but she's relocating very soon. I pray so. I pray so. And I will say this for all of my Africans who are outside, specifically where I'm coming from. This is a great time to take everything that you've earned, everything that you've gained, and come on back home. Come on back home. You've been there 15 years, 20 years, 10 years, 7 years. Come on back home. This will be a great time to come and reinvest back home. So, yeah. This sounds familiar. My sister's still over there in Raleigh. I think I know who this is. But yeah, so this would be a great time to do that. But not only doing that, like, don't come necessarily looking for jobs. And this goes for Americans as well. We are in the space where we have to be job creators. That's a part of the living up outside, coming back into an African country thing. You come to help create and generate more jobs, because if the jobs were going to be created already, they would have been created, right? So don't come being like, I'm going to find work. No, come to create. And one of the ways, like I said, this is the one I'm going to emphasize because it has worked for me, and I'm going to tell you my personal journey with this. Creating a location independent business, meaning it can work no matter where you are in the world. Right now, if I pick up and go back to Ghana, my business still functions. If I pick up and go to Portugal tomorrow, my business still functions. If I go to Brazil tomorrow, my business still functions. So no matter where I am, this business can flow. And so how do you get to the point where you can create a location independent business? I don't even know what I could offer to anybody that they would pay me for. And what I would say is think about your area of expertise that you've been working in, right? So let's say if you were a chef, right? And your location independent business could be nutritional, some type of digital nutritional product that you give to people, right? One of the things I've been thinking about, this for all the people who are cooks and stuff, I'm currently trying to cook more healthy, but using like what's available to me here in Kenya, in Africa, in Ghana, right? So it's like, okay, how do I make an anti-inflammatory diet with Ghanaian products? How do I make an anti-inflammatory meal plan living here in Kenya? How do I do? So that's something that a chef could do. You could come up with those meal plans using African products. You could even do record. I'm giving free business advice. You could record like market runs, things for people to buy, set up little virtual cooking sessions with people. Like if you have, this and this ingredient found from the local market, this is what you can make that can help cleanse your gut, or that can help you with your arthritis, or that can help you with your high blood pressure. That's a virtual location independent business. Right. And I know that there are people who are looking for that service because I'm looking for that service. Okay. In addition to that, it could be, again, like I said, find what your area of expertise is. Okay, what have you been working in? What have you already been doing for other companies over and over and over again? This is your area of expertise that you can then offer to people on your own, no matter where you are, turning it into some type of digital product. So, what does that look like for Nzali? I was a teacher in the United States. Teaching brought me to Africa. I was when I was a Peace Corps volunteer in South Africa. I was also teaching at a local primary and JHS, or as Americans would say, a middle school. Right. So I was teaching there. Then I went to Ghana. I continued in education. I was an assistant principal. I worked as an admissions manager at a university. And then in 2022, my mother became ill and I had to immediately go back to the States, drop of a dime. And I had to leave my job at the university. And I was like, oh my God, I've only ever had a job, right? What am I going to do now? So a sorority sister of mine mentioned virtual assisting. Then I had gone to a virtual conference where they were talking about Move Abroad money. Shout out to Stephanie Perry and Rashida Dow, the Exodus Summit. And someone there was talking about virtual assisting. And I said, well, since I just left my good job at the university, let me look into virtual assisting. I did, and I became a virtual assistant. Years have gone by since 2022. Now I have my own virtual assistant agency, that's She Works Digital Africa, where I help place African talent with US-based businesses to help them set up and streamline their operations. So again, me being a teacher, me being an operations girl, right? Like setting up systems, setting up processes were things that I did for every job that I had ever held, especially when I started to move up the ranks into middle management. It's all about setting up systems. So because I knew how to do that, because I knew how to recruit young people from my time as an admissions manager, I knew how to pick out talent, I knew how to manage people. I also knew how to coach people because I had also been a coach with an organization called Lead for Ghana, where we trained a whole bunch of new teachers. Every year we had a cohort of at least 100 teachers that came in. So I knew how to coach, I knew how to train people, I knew how to help people build their skills. This was the perfect marriage. So I took my expertise, I took my job experiences in all these other places, and I put them together into one. Creating this agency, I've been able to do recruiting. I've been able to train people and upskill them in operations. I've been able to be a good connector because really that's my natural talent, connecting people, right? And I've been able to set up a business that doesn't require me to be in one particular place. Now, am I registered in a particular country? Yes. Of course, your legal documentation has to be in a certain country, whether that's the US, Ghana, Kenya, Tanzania, South Africa, wherever you are, America, wherever you are. Of course, you have to register. I would even say, even with that, pick the country that is most suitable to you, your business, and your profit, right? Register that business. But again, it can be something that doesn't require you to be in a particular place. Right now, I'm in Nairobi. Tomorrow, if I decide to travel to Uganda, my business still runs. So in 2026, if it is your intention to move abroad, moving abroad meaning if you want to come to Africa where I am, if you are in Africa, you want to move somewhere else, if you are African who's been in the diaspora and you want to move back home, this is my number one tip for you. Find out a way to set up a location independent business. One that's going to pay you in a higher currency so that when you come back home, you have your savings, you have your cushion, and you have money that you're generating that's not requiring you to seek employment in another place. Because the truth of the matter is, right now, globally, the economy is all over the place. Every country is all over the place. So if you can set up something that can help you move in between systems, not lock you into one system, I think that is going to be your very best option for 2026. 2026 is the horse year according to Chinese astrology. Right? This is movement. This is fire energy. This is right? This is go, go, go. And again, I feel like flexibility is the word of 2026. Be flexible in how you make your money. Be flexible in how you're setting up your life. Make sure that you are a global citizen. Like I said, we are global and grounded over here. Do not continue to box yourself in to one location, one place, one thing. If you've been a teacher all your life, like I was, you don't have to teach forever, right? If you've been a counselor all of your life, you don't have to counsel forever. You went to school for journalism. That don't mean you got to be a journalist forever. This is a year of flexibility. This is the year to get out there and diversify. We cannot count on one system, one way of making money, one way of living life, one location. You got to be able to get up and go. And so that is my 2026 tip of the year. If you want to move abroad, if you want to change up your environment, the tip that I'm giving you is to set up a location independent business. And I'm going to be talking about this particular topic more and more and more, because this was the thing that really liberated my living abroad experience. Because prior to that, every country that I had lived in, I was working in that country for an institution, right? And that tied me to that country. So when I was in South Africa, I was working for the Peace Corps. If I would have quit the Peace Corps, my work visa would have been invalid in South Africa. I would have had to scramble to find another job there, right? That doesn't give me flexibility. That doesn't give me true freedom. Doesn't give me real independence. I'm tied to a particular thing. When I was in Ghana, again, I was an assistant principal. Then I transitioned to working at the university. Those two tied me to Ghana in that way, to that working space. I mean, eventually I became a citizen, but nonetheless, before that, that was it. That was my only way of making real money. Now I can make money from anywhere. I can pick up a client from anywhere. So again, like I said, think about your expertise. Think about the things that you've been doing on different jobs all of your life. Figure out how you can turn that into some type of digital service or product that you can service other people with. Then create your plan for how you're going to get on up out of those tight situations. So I just wanted to start off this 2026 on a positive note, giving you all a quick jewel. I'm going to be talking about this more and more and more and more and more, because I think this is really one of the liberation key factors that we all need to be considering as we're moving forward. Right at the bottom, you'll see sheworksdigitalafrica.com. That is my virtual assistant agency. If you are a young African woman looking to work in the virtual assistant space, then I would encourage you to join our community. Join our community. Go ahead and go to the website. Click on the form, become a VA, and then we will reach back out to you on how to join the community. If you are a business that's looking to scale, right? You have your steady revenue, but you want to go harder, go bigger. One of the biggest ways or the easiest ways to do that is to make sure that all of your systems are in place. And our virtual assistants are operations virtual assistants, and they can help you do that. So you can also go there, click on hire a VA, and we will get you started on the process of finding you the support that you need for your business. Okay. So I love you all. You all have a good rest of your Friday and hopefully weekend. We done been on here almost 30 minutes. I will see you all in the next one. If you are watching the replay, no worries, no wahala. Still go ahead and leave your comments in the chat, and I will definitely still reach back and respond to you. So happy 2026. So excited to see you all, and more to come on the channel. Until the next time, peace.